I can feel a creative genius inside me, an entity who is just here to play, explore, and is so excited to be creative. It doesn't care about worries, taxes, and books without pictures. In the past, I had real bad and lasting art blocks because my thoughts knocked my creativity out every time I was close to coming into a creative flow. True artists are those who manage to keep their childlike qualities in their adulthood. But if we didn't manage to keep them, can we get them back? I believe we can. I think childlike qualities are always there. We just don't put attention to them because we are too busy working and worrying and checking the news and drinking our bitter hot drinks. But a child, mindfully observing the surroundings, finding excitement in the small mundane things and seeing the world in a magical way, is always within us. Since I had gotten the dream of becoming an artist when I was about 17, I had been dealing with creative blocks and hard time with getting my creative flow going. We are all artists. In the past, I heard that and didn't think it was true. I thought it was just a cheesy thought, but then I realized that we are indeed all creating things every day. I'm sure you experienced doing something creative and the time just seemed to stop. It doesn't even have to be art related. I have a friend who's a physicist, and when he starts thinking about how the world works in a physical kind of way, I see him getting into this awe of creative flow. I also have a friend who's an electrician, and I see him experiencing it as well when he immerses himself into his wires and problem solving. When I experience creative flow, it's like I become one with what I'm doing. All thoughts and surroundings seem to disappear from my perception, and I can enjoy the pure, exciting focus on whatever it is that I'm doing and is fulfilling me. Many suggest that this is inherent ability in our existence, that we are all artists. Children do it all the time when they disappear into drawing or into play. I see them getting lost in their games all the time on the local playground, without a worry, completely engaged into creativity. Especially younger kids seem like the only thing existing for them is the present moment. Supposedly, we lose this ability of naturally tapping into creative flow through the day in the way of the process of becoming adults. In late 60s, NASA commissioned a study that focused on children aged 3 to 5. The children were tested on creativity tests crafted for NASA recruits. They found that 98% of them tested as creative geniuses, and yet they found that genius tag dropped to 30% by the age of 10 and 12% by the age of 15. When I think about myself, I still feel the childlike creative genius that sometimes comes out in the bursts of inspiration and creativity. But in the past, I have always had a problem of thoughts coming and knocking him out. Lately, I've been doing much better at managing falling into my creative flow, and I wanted to share what helped me. Thoughts are usually distracting, like when is this painting gonna be finished, and will I finish this painting in time, or they are relevant to what is going on in my life at a time. If I'm stressed and life's hard, the thoughts become louder and more distracting, or they're straight up procrastinating ones. Like, when I'm going to take a break, what will I eat for lunch? I only have 2 hours left. Those kind of thoughts knocked out my creativity in the past and made my art making become less and less enjoyable until I couldn't make it anymore. And sometimes I didn't even get to creating art because the thoughts came and said, I should do this and that first. Maybe I need a coffee. The dishes are dirty. Mentally trying to figure out what kind of art to make, what to paint. Do I paint or do I sculpt? And I procrastinated so long that by the time I started making art, if I even did start, it was just little or no time left at all. Those experiences of having a really hard time of falling into my creative flow made me think about why that is. Why can't I be a free artist, just stepping into my creative genius and getting lost in my art for hours on end, enjoying my time? Fear, I thought. If we want to do something, it's easy for us. For example, scrolling on social media, or going to eat in a restaurant, or going on a nice walk with our friend or a partner. We are used to it, so it makes it safe, and it's also fun. But creativity is very subtle and fragile. We have to really observe the world around us in order to tap into it. In my experience, I couldn't tap into my creative genius because fear beats fun. Fear is much louder, and I am biologically made to put fear first because that made our ancestors survive. So then I asked myself why making art is not safe for me. Creativity is a right side brain thing. We can think our way into creative flow. In order for creativity to come through, the environment has to be safe. Our brain can't detect any immediate danger, otherwise the thoughts will naturally start kicking in, trying to control the situation and conceptualizing things, which will throw us in left side of the brain, the thinking brain. Creative flow will come through me if I tap into feeling safe enough to have fun. What will also help is being able to see thoughts as they are arising and separating myself from them and not falling into the stories of my mind. It also helps to start looking at my art process as a priority. If I will look at my art making as a priority, there will be less chance that I will start procrastinating and thinking about other stuff I have to do. I found that if feeling unsafe and irritated makes me procrastinate and distract myself from making art, then contrary is also true. That feeling safe and excited about what I'm doing will lead me in a creative flow. In order to feel safe and excited about making art again, I had to come back time and time again to the present moment in my art making. Sometimes it helps me that I remember times when I didn't want to pursue art and I was just effortlessly excited about it. I also remind myself that I deserve to do art, even though I have dishes to do and emails to answer. Procrastinating is an act of illusion that my brain does to protect me from something that I'm fearful about. It's an illusion that mind does. Example of it is that the mind says that everything has to be perfect before we start creating. House clean, work finished, emails answered, or that I have to be totally ready to start, that the setting has to be perfect. This setting is a rare occasion, that everything is perfect and I am perfectly ready, and the mind knows that it's a rare occasion, so it uses it for procrastination. But in essence, I found that the best way to stop procrastinating is to make my mind and body not afraid, and instead I make myself excited about it. Fear is loud. A spark for a creative flow is silent. We have to quiet ourselves and really observe in order to tap in our creative flow. And when we do, it's one of the best feelings in the world.